Okay, here's what we're going to do. Sometimes we can't just factorize normally. We need to complete the square. Now, let me start here. Let's start with something like x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0. Now, there's no easy way to factorize this. We can't think of two things that multiply together to make 1 that we could also add or subtract to make 4. So what we need to do is complete the square. So the first thing that we do is I want to take that constant, the 1, and I want to put it on the other side. Okay, so I've just taken 1 away from both sides and it ends up over here. Okay, now the next thing I want to do, so I could just sort of explain that, put the constant, oops, sorry about my writing, on the right hand side. Okay, now the next thing that I do is a little trick. I could probably use a different color. I want to add half of this number squared. Okay, so I've added half of this number squared. Now, if I've added this to the left hand side, now remember I already had minus 1 there, I need to also add it to this side. Okay, I didn't do it in green, I think you get it. Okay, so I've added it to this side, so the left hand side and the right hand side are equal. I need to add it to both sides. Okay, that there is actually the part that we call completing the square. Alright, so now what I've got here is I've got something that will multiply together to give me 4. So two things here that can multiply to get 4. So 2 squared is 4. I could do 4 times 1. That doesn't give me 4 if I add them. But 2 times 2, it does give me 4. So I can actually factorize this. X plus 2. And it's all squared. And it's always going to work out that way. Whatever my number is here, that's going to be the number that goes there. That's why I didn't write 4. I just write 2 squared. That number will go there. Now I can work out what this is on the other side. Negative 1 plus 2 squared. Well, that's 4, right? So negative 1 plus 4 is 3. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. So let's see what I can do now. Let's see if I can solve this a little bit. Let's take the square root of this. So that's x plus 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 3. So I took the square root of both sides. So wait, square root of that, square root of that. Okay. Then I can get x by itself. Plus or minus root 3 minus 2. Okay, or sometimes you might see it written as negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 3. Whoa. There we go, square root of 3. Okay, so, and that is your solution for x. There's completing the square. We are done.